Hello everyone, I'm Meteorologist Charlie Ironmonger. Thank you so much for joining me today for your 4 p.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. Now we start with breaking news out of Pitt County, where prosecutors will be seeking the death penalty against a man who is accused of killing 3 people earlier this year. During a hearing yesterday at the Pitt County Jail, the district attorney's office announced it plans to seek the death penalty for David Lever. The 55-year-old Pitt County man is accused of the January 10th murders of Eric Reyes, who was found shot in the driveway of his Forest Acres Drive home, as well as Anthony and Paula Gribble. The Gribbles were killed at their Peace Court home shortly after Reyes was gunned down, at least according to deputies. Now, autopsies released this summer said all 3 victims were shot multiple times. Court documents say Lever admitted shooting the Gribbles to their son, who held the man at gunpoint until deputies arrived. While there have been people placed on death row, North Carolina hasn't put anyone to death since 2006 due to legal challenges. And in other news, putting our attention back onto the government shutdown, the White House is now indicating that significant layoffs has begun. The White House Budget Director Russ Vought said on X, referring to reduction in force for workers, that the rifts have begun. While he didn't provide details, a spokesperson for the White House Office of Management and Budget confirmed to NBC News that the layoffs have begun and said they will be, quote, substantial, end quote. Affected agencies include the Department of the Interior, Homeland Security, Treasury, Education, Energy, Housing and Urban Development, and Health and Human Services, as well as the Environmental Protection Agency, according to an administration official. Now, Democrats pushed back, saying that a shutdown does not require President Donald Trump to fire workers or give him new powers to do so, arguing the White House is being vindictive. Ahead of the shutdown, which began on October 1st, the OMB threatened to trigger mass firings of federal workers, going beyond the temporary furloughs that typically occur during a shutdown.
The civil servants at OMB are among the most resourceful.
And now for your weather forecast. Again, tomorrow is a first alert weather day because of the rain showers we are going to see and the winds that will come along with it. This has been a system we've been tracking all week long. It's now kind of transitioned from what had looked like a pretty strong wind event for eastern North Carolina to more of a rain event, as the system has been able to capture a little bit more moisture and get a little bit of a higher humidity core within that low. That is going to again lead to heavier rain showers moving in as we head into tomorrow. Right now, that area of low pressure is starting to pull away from the Florida coastline. That is part of the path that will slowly start to work its way northward towards eastern North Carolina. We've seen, again, several flash flood warnings up for the east coast of Florida. Still have one there on I-95, but this is, again, a system that will kind of come in quick, at a fairly slow pace, but it's really going to, again, be a soaker of a day for Saturday, and then Sunday we'll watch a lot of those showers and storms pull away from the east through the morning hours, leaving us with an improving forecast for your Sunday afternoon into Monday. Right now, we do have some light showers coming down across our coastline. Air temperatures in the upper 60s to low 70s. Right now, humidity is not all that high thanks to this northeasterly wind, but with that low coming up from the Bahamas and Florida, it will come with more humidity. And the higher your humidity gets, the easier it's going to be for that whole system to just squeeze moisture out over eastern North Carolina. So that's what we need to, again, pay attention to, is the amount of rain we're going to see. For those of you watching along and east of Highway 17, and those of you across Pender and Onslow counties, even portions of southern Duplin, Jones, southern Craven, Carteret, you guys are anticipated to see about 2 to 3 inches of rain, with some areas possibly seeing up to about 4 inches of rain. Those of you on the western side of Highway 17 looking at more around 1 to 2 inches of rain, with even lower amounts as you get back towards Raleigh. This is, again, still going to be a wind event. We're anticipating sustained winds between around 10 to 20 miles an hour for inland areas. Those of you closer to the water, more of a 20 to 30 mile an hour sustained wind range, but gusts could reach upwards around 30 to 40 miles an hour for those of you watching closer to the water. It is, again, going to be windy. It's going to be wet, but Sunday will be an improvement on Saturday. Now, before we get into Tropical Storm Jerry, I do want to say hello to Billy George from Emerald Isle. Billy, hopefully you're up for a wet and windy weekend on the coast. And Elaine, thank you so much for joining me. Again, hopefully you and your family as well have a very safe and fun weekend. Of course, the tropics right now, appreciate them being relatively quiet. At least Tropical Storm Jerry right now is looking like it will maintain its tropical storm strength. It doesn't look like it's going to become a hurricane over the next 2 days. That had been a part of the forecast from the Hurricane Center originally, but now Jerry just doesn't seem all that organized, and pressure has actually risen over the past 24 hours. Yesterday it was checking in with a pressure reading of 999 millibars. Today, right now, it's at 1,006 millibars. The higher the pressure reading is, the weaker the winds are around that system, and the weaker the system is as a whole. Subtropical Storm Karen did form last night. Right now, maximum sustained winds 45 miles an hour, but if you can just see by the position, you'll probably take a pretty accurate guess saying, yeah, this thing is not going to be affecting us. Do want to at least mention it, though. If a system forms in the Atlantic, we want to make sure we let you know about it. But Karen is not a system we are going to need to worry about at all here in eastern North Carolina. Just check the name off the list and we're moving on. For the 8-day forecast, again, this weekend looking rough, particularly on Saturday. Saturday will be a day where conditions just continue to deteriorate as we head through the day. So if you're wondering, okay, well, I've got some stuff I need to do on Saturday. I've got some errands I got to run before Sunday. When should I do it? Do it in the morning. The earlier you go out in the day, the better the weather will be. I'm not saying it's still going to be good weather, but it's only going to get worse as we head through the afternoon and into the evening and overnight hours. Sunday, we'll wake up, still some broken showers around the area. I think those of you watching around the Albemarle Sound, Elizabeth City, Columbia, Washington, Wanchese, those areas likely going to be, again, hanging on to some of those heavier downpours, whereas the Crystal Coast will start to see, again, more sparse rain coming down. That pattern continues. We'll see everything gradually improve on Sunday, but winds will still be breezy for those receiving the rain. Monday and Tuesday, those winds should start to die down, but depending on how fast a cold front can actually kick all that out into the ocean, will depend on how fast we get back to calmer winds. Everyone, again, is looking calm and comfortable, though, for the tail end of this upcoming week. And by Tuesday, that breeze shouldn't be too impactful. 75 degrees on Wednesday, 73 on Thursday, and then we hold in the low 70s for Friday and Saturday of next week. It's going to be sunny, it's going to be comfortable, and it will be less breezy than what we're going to be experiencing this weekend. Well, that's all we have time for today's 4 p.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. I want to thank you all so much for joining me, and of course, I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. There's been a lot of events, unfortunately, that have been canceled. Mumfest has been one of those events that has been canceled due to the weather. Make sure if you are itching for something to do, there are still opportunities in New Bern to go out and see some of the Mumfest activities that have been able to be shifted inside. For a full list on those activities, you can head over to our website, WITN.com. But I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you back here on the First Alert Desk coming up Monday morning with Jim and Gigi starting at 7:15 a.m.